I understand with the help of Hashem. Main point of Birka Shmuel is Pshat Nerajbos Kasha. He's saying against the Rambam. He's saying that since by Evet Knaini, others that give the money to the Baal Abai, to the master. He says, Vadai there, the king is from the Gufa Kesef. And not a Noah Samatone. Since the Eved is Baal Kocho, so therefore, you only can say that they're giving. You can't say, like by Orev, that Orev, the Chiyuv is through the Ano that comes from the Gufa Kesef. Why? Because there, the husband is the one, or the Orev is the one. The Orev tells someone to give money, so then the other person becomes a Shliach of him. So since he's a Shliach of him, you can say he's a Shliach of him. So although he's not miskadesh with the money itself, that money was giving as a maton, not as chayvus, not as far as chayvus. You can say the anor that's attached to it through gufa kesef. With that is mischayev. But by Evet Knaini, you can't say that the money he's giving is a shliach of the Evet. The money that Acherim are giving are the shliach because the Evet is Baal Kocho. Must be, there's exeras HaKosu may be considered as if it's done for him. But you can't say the Gufa Kesef is the Evet and I'm giving it for the Evet. That cannot be. Then you could say it's as if the Gufa Kesef went to the Evet and the Anor that is attached to it, that's really what it is. That you can't say. Because the Gufa Kesef is not being giving mitzad the Evet. It's giving mitzad the Evet. It's giving mitzad the Acheri. Because it's Baal Kocho. So what do I only transfer their Maisa is being done for him. This is as a course of the Mesuyam. That the Maisa that Achim are doing is being done for the event.
Right, when page? Yeah.
In page 12. I'm talking about in the Birka Shmuel, it's the first page. First page, yes. It's written above the number 12.
If it's made for one,
So since it's only made for Aburay for the, which is the Maisa only Misiaches, it only relates to the ever, relates to the husband. So if that's true, so then I cannot say any transferring of Ano. That's Rabba's Kasha. So why the Rambam, the Rashba has a problem, why the Rambam says that the Niskadish Ba'an Noasamato, no, why did he say about Gufa Kesef? Because by Evet Knaini, there's no, how can you transfer Ano? I'm not doing the Maise Guf. I'm not a Shliach like by the Rashbam in Orev. We flip it as if I gave it to the Orev and I'm a Shliach of the Orev to give it to the Loiv. So then you can say, okay, I got the money, I don't know that is attached to it. But when I'm not really flipping the Gufa Kesef to as if the woman, the husband got it, or the Eved and Evet Knaini is the Eved, and Bayos is the husband. You can't say as if the husband got the object, the money itself, because that's the whole idea of Baal Kocho. By Evet Knaini, I just miyach the ma'aseh to him, but it's not a message of him. He's not giving it for. It's done. The action is done for him, but the money's not him. So the only thing you can say you can be skadesh with the ma'aseh of the kesef that is done for him. But we can't talk about the money, the ano, which is not attached to it, because I never really got the guva kesef. If the guva kesef was split in a messenger of me, like the Orev got the guva kesef, and the malve is a shliach of the Orev to give it to the loiv. So then there's two loivim here. There's loive number one, the real loiv, and number two is the Orev. So when I have two loivim, you can say, okay, the Orev he's a loiv, he got the money, and the malve was a messenger of him. Now the Kaddish with the money itself is a matona, because with the ano. That's what I okay. Because Imamish got the love, he's a malve. But the Orev is like a malve himself. But Evet Kanaini, that he's not Evet Kanaini, not two malvim here. There's only one malve, and it's only done for him. Mais is done for him. So if the mais is done for him, but it's not his, so the only thing he can mekadesh, as if the mais was done him, so mekadesh guva kesef. But to say that mekadesh would not know, where's the ano?
Are we saying that in the case regarding for both Evet Kanani and Oreb, that they're different situations?
Correct.
Sometimes it applies to Oreb, sometimes it applies to.
No.
No.
I'm not saying this. There's two processes in the Torah, Orev and Evet Kanai. And we want to learn from Orev to Kiddushin and from Kanai to Kiddushin. He says, when we learned from Orev to Kiddushin, the Rishonim had a machloikes with what you mekadesh. The Guva Kesef or the Ano. Okay, he says that way machloikes. Why? Because by Orev, the Malve is, you can say, is a shliach of the Orev to give the money to the loiv. So we have two loivim here. So since the Orev Kivyochol got to real the goof of the money, so he can say, I'm not mekadesh with the money, mekadesh with the ano that comes with it. Is attached to it. But when we talk about Evet Kraini, there's no two malvim here. The whole ma'isa of that thing is done for him. It's not they didn't makne the money to him, and it's not as if they're shliach of him. They're not a shliach. They're just miyaches the ma'isa to him. So I can miyaches the uva kesef. I can miyaches ano, which is something else. It's not. It's already two chidushim. I want to say one chiddush. Is there one chiddush that the ma'ase is miyaches to the event, but to say that not the ma'ase of the kesef, the ano is miyaches. That's already a job. Why the Rambam said yes?
Why Rambam said with the ana? Because we learned in the sugya, in the before sugya, Amari, Natanku, and Kiddushin,
Right.
why he need to pay with the ana? Because he said to someone else, give the money, the employee that get married with him, as someone think like, okay, as he or married, he speak, he give and a Kiddushin. As I think that Rabbi would think like, okay, as is she speak and he give and he need to end the situation. And because with the ana that you receive, because someone else or someone give to this person, with this pressure that you ask him, give me, and that's not holiness, I get married with you. I think, I don't know this.
No, you're saying good, but the question is, you don't have to comment to that. You don't have to comment to that. You can just say that the ma'ase of the middle person that gave the woman money is as if that is done for the husband. The husband did it. We have to come on to that. No.
When the Gemara
That's like if by Orev the Malve is a messenger. He's a shliach of the Orev. So as if the Orev got the real physical money. So then I can talk about the physical, but I know. Because I know it's attached to the physical. But when I'm not really physical, I'm just doing the result of the physical. So when I jump into another chiddush, I know. Because even the physical itself is not physical. Just mice has been developed for it.
They don't need the kufamon. could be a matter of a present like, I don't know, a box of cigarettes, and you don't have a physical money, and because that they
True, it's true, but
I share, I can marry with you with this present that you give me for someone else, like me. He didn't waste money, as because that he need to say with the pleasure that you give me this present, I get married with you. I don't know. I try to figure it out how to work. I really
obviously the Ram holds that Kiddushin needs to have an also, he says, I know. The problem is, it's a double Kiddush by Bet Kanani. You have to say that the Maise is done Ba'avurim, and even though the Maise is done Ba'avurim, he's not Miskalish with the Maise, he say is Miskalish with Ano that came because of him.
And it says we learn from both of them. Tomorrow.
I can't hear two people. 1 second. Yes, Rabbi. Explaining why, and I tell you why. Why Baal Koch excludes Ano? Because when it's Baal Koch means, so I'm explaining it, and you'll see later on that I'm right. And see if base. He's saying that when it's done Baal Koch means that the Maise, I'm not a shliach of it. When I'm not doing Baal Koch, so then the Malve is a shliach of the Orev. So the Orev is the Malve himself as Kivyochol. So when he's the Malve, he can mekadesh him with the money itself that I gave him in order to lend, or he can mekadesh without none of the money. But when it's Baal Koch, I'm not really a shliach of him. He never got it. There's only a Maisa, there's a Misyachas to him. So now you want to jump that the Yachas of the Maisa is not what the Miskadesh is. You want to make a Yachas of Ano. That's a double Chiddush. That's what the Gaz was a problem.
When
With
you
that.
say, you understand what the Gemara says, we learned from both of them.
Yes.
What do we learn? We learned that in all cases, we learned from both of them to produce.
Even though each one is not a complete Melamed, all of them is not Doime because she's not Miskadesh to the one to the Ori. And if it's Kanaini is not Doime because no, it's not because of that. Somebody else is Nichsa. That's you have to learn from if it's Kanaini. Again, Oriv is not Doime because she's not Miskadesh to the Oriv, to the Malvet, to the middle guy. And he never gave her an all. And mitzad Evet Kanaini can learn to, because Evet Kanaini, one who loses the money, what? What's the language of the Gemara? I remember anymore.
It says,
Is it Tzechus in the Gemara?
all be done, also,
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Oh, I eat it to Kafak, never like Kakon.
Oh, this again. Bayevet Kanaini is what?
The Sigma Sedis of Nebeknani.
Aide Kakona Kozamoina. No, that's Evet Kanaini. Yeah, okay, Midomi also Achdeka Makni Kakon. Bayevet Kanaini.
The one is Makni Stone.
The one who's coining the money is Makni Deve. That's the point. The master that receives the money is releasing the slave. So the woman sells a body, she was a kyochol, but she didn't coin anything. She didn't receive anything. She didn't all have to say she received something.
So it's in different cases, we apply different.
So no, we take both, through both of them, we say it works. That's what we did.
But in different situations.
No, it's the same
In
situation.
the same situation.
Yes.
as Rab, we have three like cases, like in the biggest, like we have the dish are, we have the dish Evet Knani, and we have are and dish Evet Knani beyachad together.
Right.
I want to make order.
Now I understand the kasha better. Now, Shkoyach of Yeshua, you push me to see the Gemara again. Why? No, now I understand the kasha even better. The kasha is that also within Shneim, the Gemara says, under what category she receives the money.
know it.
Oreb lava gab de loy kamati anu li yodem mishav nafshe. I say adon mal gab midovi oreb aide kakoni le kachazar moino. By oreb, one is coined the woman, which is the husband is losing money. I gave her whole is already not losing money. So I need a bit knaini that he can coin without losing money. Why is that a bit knaini? Because a bit knaini, the one who receives the money is the makne. Here, the husband receives money. The woman that receives the money is the woman is makne herself without receiving money. So you need orev to tell you that even there's no real physical money coming to her, mishabet nafsha. So under what she is mishabet. So the Rambam says is that no. Comes the Rajban, he said, why you talk about ano? Talk about the goofa thing. So let's see in base. Now he's really going to ask him to and Evet Kanaini as a kasha, then why the Ram has to come on to ano? Simplicity. We learning from Evet Kanaini. Evet Kanaini is not the ano. It's the Guva Dover itself. Why? Because they're not shlichim of him. It's only doing ba'avurim. So ba'avur is a case itself. Why not?
But no, because he's giving him a no because somebody else is giving to him. You know,
That's
right. He said the reason it doesn't work with Stockholm.
So what about going why?
Doesn't tend to give him anything, so Stockholm giving him.
No, but he's saying but he's saying that because he's making him free begufa kesef. The kacha begufa kesef. I'm explaining why not. Because when I do something for you, I'm not making the money to you, and I'm your shliach. I'm just doing a ma'aseh the miyachas to you. So miyachas the ma'aseh. Don't talk about sidekicks of the miyachas of the ma'aseh.
Yeah, I know. That he's giving benefit.
If they ever didn't get anything, so I can talk about it all. There's only something for him. So for him, the Gufa is done for him. No. You're not giving anything. You're not giving anything for them. You're doing something for them.
In Hanoi. So the girl person is looking at Hanoi as for.
Repeat what he said. I don't see the words. Good. So
what? That means that Hanoi somehow it was cost. If you're giving Hanoi to somebody, that's also cost.
good. Let's good. So
Hanoi. He says it doesn't work with Pakov.
So explaining why. Because when the Gufa money came to you physically, like by Orev, 1 second, I'm explaining what's the difference between Orev and here. Right? It's only a Maisa be done for him. So if Maisa done for him, yes. What form I gave him, I don't know. I only did a Maisa for him. So it's a Maisa for him, it's the Gufa double. It's not, I know it's a side thing, it's not attached to him. Who says? That's Ukshuloy.
We had something similar.
Look. I understand that he's making a difference between, he says, the Rajba a problem by Bet Knaini, Lama Ramam Utzach, which was not a knockout. And Medin Shneim was a knockout. That's the difference between the two kashas. But Bet Knaini says, Lama Utzach Ramam, which is possible to say, that I'm doing the mice, I'm relating the mice ba'avuroi, and also I'm relating the anu ba'avuroi. It's possible. But why have to say double chidushi? Lama hutzach. But why to say double chidushi? When the mice is being done, I'm mezakim, they give for money like by Orev. So you say I'm not saying double chidushim. Part of the money is also anu that comes with it. So I don't say double chidushim, it's one chidush. But by the Knaini, when I'm only doing miyachas the maise, so I'm saying another chidush. I'm not only miyachas the maise, I'm also miyachas the anu. That's two chidush. Why to say that? Lama utzari. That's it. Read the words. Read you gesundheit. Hey, I'm offering to read the word aloud. Yeah, if you want. Yes.
In the case of Malva,
Yes.
case of Albo, so we see in the Kaddish, we very Mekudeshes. Vanos Mekudeshes. Why not Mekudeshes? Why do so? You see the Rab, we see the Rochon about the because the moment you change it to a Noah, you can move it. Same thing here. You hear when you say the moment himself, the money is moment.
Maybe mixing there when I say Anoas Milvin Kodesh as good as Anoa, Moichel the Milvin, I say we pay a puta with the five with the Moichel. Here is different. Here is no arvon, there's no relationship. I want to know what relation between that. What's the relation between that? I have to say, the Maisa was done for us. So it's not a shlichus because it's about kocho. So what is it? Is miyachas of Maisa and miyachas of Maisa to him. So why just lama utzacharam the jump from miyachas the goof of money to the no because what they did I forgot that's the main spot. This is the punchline. They, which means the Achengim that gave money to the master, then they're not giving him anor. They're giving money. No, they're giving him money, Mexican, to release him, not anor. So since they are giving, listen, since they're not giving him anor, they're giving him money. So if I'm talking about Maisa Misiachas to him, is the money, not anor. But if you're talking about is they making it to the Oriv the money and then the Malvin becomes a shliach of the Oriv to give to the Oriv. So it's mamish, he got the money. So the money always attach itself to our laws. He can say there is makshiv, the Israel was of the Oriv, but in Guvardon because only as if. There is as if you making it is not enough to Michayev, or we don't want to have the there is makshiv, the Israel was now know that is attached to the money. By can I'm not attaching down all. So they money. Then you want to make actors and nice to him. Why they jump from Kufa money that's what they did to Tuano. That's really the edit part of it. Yes, he says Abu. Yeah, read the words. Read the words. It's open to everyone, yes. Where are you reading? Yes. Okay. No, good.
You can't consider it or give it. The law is the scene of the evidence.
Right.
That's what he calls Hanon.
What do you mean the scene of an evidence? What does that mean? Yeah. Not talking about Hanon.
No, he's talking about Hanon here. He's saying the reason why Hanon doesn't work. It needs work.
Right.
The everything is Bakok never do. That's here is explaining what the Makkah says Bakok, why Bakok doesn't work. You can't be directly from the evidence because it's Bakok. That's what he's saying.
Right. What does he say?
He's saying that in this possibility of Hanon, the evidence is giving him Hanon. Because somebody else is benefiting him for him. That he's giving him Hanon.
It's not what he's saying. It's not what he's saying. You're putting words, you're editing words. No, he's not talking about it. 2 lines before that. The Vadai, 2 lines means 2, 4, 5 lines, 5 lines, 5 lines from the beginning. I understand all that. Rob, I understand all that. 5 lines from the beginning of the paragraph. The Vadai also Akinyan Hu Medina Sinasachim. Number 1. The Vadai also Akinyan Medina Sinasachim Guva Kesef. Why? Why? Since I don't consider the akno of the money to the Eved, which I can add to it ano. There is only the so since I cannot say there's an esina from the Eved, which means it's like by Orev, that I flip it. The Orev as if he received the money, the Orev is a shliach. So then when the lawyer gets the money, it's really direct from the Eved. Since I don't have that, that's all he says. Where I switch the word. Where I switch the words. Where, show me.
When he said Loi in the Eved, that's why you.
Right? No, Nesino, lo yuchashov lichoshev Nesino et atzmoi. I can say there's an Nesino min orem atzmoi. But Knaini, Vadai, Nesino et atzmoi, that's all he says. Right? Because it's about Nesino, who told Nesino? He's explaining why. As he says, why? Because the Nesino is not from the It's because there's no hashivas on the cinema and atzmai. That's why he cannot say no. Doesn't matter. What was he making? בשורה 2, 4, 6, 7 שורות מלמעלה, מתחילת הפרק.
What do you mean is דהה?
שערי. בוודאי לא יוכל שם לחושב לסינם מן העבד עצמו.
דהה.
נכון? כי זה בעל כוחו, אז אין לסינם מן העבד עצמו. Since there's no direct giving from the Eved like by Ore, so therefore I cannot attach a nor to it. That's all it's simple. Okay. Or not I cannot. It's hard to say. Lama utzrach. Ukshola, my mukim lo sorry. Eladukshol de oil farish. Since there's no nesina, so therefore I just say miyaches. So uksholoi, he should have explained that as if there was a given gufa matona shalos lachei, and not a spin attached when I'm not giving mamish the money. Okay.
אם העבד צבח, זה לא יועיל, שחרור.
מי אמר?
זה כתוב כאן.
איזה פה?
שיש מחלוקת בין הרב.
No, יש ראשונים, הרשב"א אומר. No, you mix it up. The Rashba said that when we say it's a schus b'di'evet, when later on he's megala, but what happened if it's tziveh, it's machlos rishonim, can we say this gzeras hakosu of when it's not a schus gomu, and then later on he says I don't want, do we still say zechiyah? Yeah, that's true. It's a different shayla.
No, I want to say that maybe.
Yes.
In the case of the Idushi, because it's just through a Gilui that they have to tell after the vow that I have a woman for you, and he has to be agreed. So till that Gilui, maybe it can be like Tzavach, like.
No, Tzavach he doesn't want.
Okay.
But the Eved afterwards wants is free. Also the husband, but we know what the husband wants because the husband says I have a good sleep. Yeah. So yes.
So, but you want
Also by the Evan. Also by an Evan at the moment he doesn't know about it. Only later on, he says he's silent, or he says he wants. The Rashba says what will happen if later on he screams. Yes, Shamachalekes will work on it. Yeah, but that's later on.
Tomorrow better. Could you say that over again?
This point, which I mentioned here,
Last word, the
That-
last paragraph says the same thing also. The
We'll
last-
see, we'll see.
the last
This paragraph we'll see.
Previous paragraph, last line, says also it's directly from husband. And law is directly from husband.
Yes. I understood. That's the Ramb's opinion. But the Rashba has a problem with that.
Now,
He's talking about the Kasha of the Rashba, and he's talking about the Rambam. Korah takes away that there's no real Nesina Ba'atzmi. There's no Nesina Ba'atzmi. That's what he's saying. That's about Korah takes away. That's all. That's all.
the law is direct.
No. First of all, he said no. He said it only takes away, but that's a result. When he says directly that since it's about Korah takes away the Nesina. Mimei, okay. That's all. The really midin shneim, what really the woman is miskadish with.
What is Scottish?
The woman.
Oh, okay.
From the Orev or from the Evet Knaini. Evet Knaini only tells me that I don't care that there's no lack of money from the husband's side. But what she received is much of the Gemara she receives of an Orev. That's what I realize now in the husband. So let's see now base.
They said we did shit. So
Yes.
actually we did shit.
Yes.
Tension.
Right.
It's both.
Yeah, because we need the dinim. But the question is, what she received? What do we receive? She received another Orev. That's what it is. You look in the language of the Gemara, it's much more. The husband is not choser, but she received an Orev. Orev, which is the Bible, is chosa. She received an Orev, but it was not chosa. She didn't decline to complete it. But what she received, Orev. What the husband gave, he gave Knaini. Right, that's what I'm saying.
Rashi's policy tension.
Okay, but that's what it means. Midin Shneim, from the dinim of Shneim, but it's two different things. Okay, base. Base. Only have 5 minutes. Please. Base. I'm reading base, if Katan bet. That's Midin Shneim. She tells the middle guy, give money to the husband, I'll marry him. The Rambam explains the Omar law that the husband told her, in one she's miskadeshes to, which is husband. Turn the page. I received in your will. Comes the Rashba, he says, Gam ze eini yodea lama. Also this, I don't know why the Rambam said what he said. The other Rambam says, not only is he eini yodea lama, or lama utzach, he also saying here, other Rambam. Other Rambam means, not only I don't know why the Rambam shown an easier way, other Rambam is so opposite. שקסמנו למעלה שם הסביכו של דס הרמב"ם, עצמו דס הרמב"ם אלפס. והנה עם יהווה קהיל, אחמון וגל השני. לא נכון. Not only that, he's saying it's opposite of Rambam. So I don't know what he's saying. Why he jumped to say I know also here? Number two, he says it's not true because Anosh really never gave her. It's not sleeve on the who. Elamai, you want to say that Anoah for them Choshu? I don't Anoah of Lev. Not Anoah of Lev. Anoah of them Choshu. Odom Choshu is a suffix, and you need to be Odom Choshu. You need to be Odom Choshu when it's a suffix. But so, Biu Akushu. What really the kasha of the Rama that he's adding in Bidin Shneim? Bishlei Mekacha Megufa Nesina Al Shal. If you want to say Mekadosh Gufa Nesina Al Dacherim, like by Orif, there's such a side, Mekadosh like such Rishonim, Mekadosh Gufa Nesina through others. Then the Cheshev is can see that Mekadosh Gufa Kesef. What the others are giving is considered as if the husband is Mekadosh Gufa Kesef. Ozvada Yesh can see the Savannah have any sin. The sin between the husband and the woman. Why? Which Ano is giving her? The Mekadsho Bedin Anos Orev. Is Mekadsho from the Din of Ano of Orev. She Mekabeles Ano, she receives Ano, Shaloitzoas Momoy, that somebody else took up money, Shoitzi Ba'avuro. Again, let's read again. Biwakusha. No, I think you're talking about the middle guy. Biwakushu. The Bishlei Mekacha Megufan Nesina Shaldei Acherim. If you Mekadesh on the Etzem Maisin Nesina of others, not the husband, there's the middle people. They are giving to the husband, not giving to the husband as if they're giving to the woman. So then I can attach to that. I don't know. The Nechsheves Nesina Takaruba Kesef. So it's considered in the Sina of the husband. With the Gufa Kesef, when others give the husband, as if the husband gave to the woman the Gufa Kesef, so then you can attach to the Ramah. Or Zmana, here's kind of seen in the Mekacha of the Namas Orev, there's an Sina, and the Mekacha with the pleasure of Orev. She Mekabel Sano, she received the Ano, she was moment that the middle people took up money, Shoitzi Avur, that they took up for her. Shazuhi, Kabora Sano Samon, that's receiving enough from the money. It's not the Gufa Maisa of the middle people giving. That it's that Maisa I relate to the woman. That Maisa as if I say, as if the husband gave the woman. I relate to the husband that he gave to the woman. I don't say that. He's not Mekadasher with the Ano that came from the money. And the Mekadasher Ba'ano Asan Nesina. Even Mekadesh with the Gufa Kesef, that then the Gufa Nesina, he's adding two things: Gufa Kesef and Gufa Nesina, or the Nesina. That's his language. Which means the Maisev giving of others. I'm Mekadesh, that Maisev Nesina Meyakes to the husband as if that Maisa that they're doing it is a Maisa of the husband to the woman. So then I can attach to it Anas Ore. But to the Rambam, the Meforedeino Mekacha with Gufa Nesina Shalakis. He's not Mekadasher with the Maisa Nesina of the money of others. And the Mekacha Ba'anos Nesina is Mekadasher without Nesina Shavashom Pruto. There's a value of Pruto. Sheyesh Nesina Mekadesh Atzmoy. The Maisa Nesina is not the Acherim, is the Mekadesh as a husband. Daladei Ano Zu Shemidi Bemet Knaini. This Ano Bemet Knaini, Choshi, I considered Shebo Amatone Machmosoi, that the gift came because of it. Ava Ano Asa Matone Gufa Momoy. This Matono that I received because of me, this Matono that you received because of me, Avanos Matone Gufa Momoy. That I know of the Matone, its body, the body of it is considered moment. You can Mekadesh with it. Mekadesh is about Nozu. And the Fi Pirusha Shel Rambam Kotev Shel Rambam. There ain't no Mekadesh with Gufa Kesef. I'm Mekadesh with the body of the money. There's a Noisen Lo B'Matono. That I give the woman through the Acherim which they give me is as if I gave her, that I give matona teraskin in order to choose to the maisikin. But it's a gift because I'm not mekadosh with it. It's called matona because I'm not mekadosh with it. Anything when I'm mekadosh is a matona. Elos shemekacha ba'anoas matona. Rather, I'm mekadosh with anoas matona. There's not attached to the gufa nesina of a kesef, of gufa kesef. Rather, I'm mekacha ba'anoas matona that the husband received, separate. So I separated. Im ken kosher, therefore it's a hard. Gabetel mona leploini. Mekada sheiloi midin shneim. Delo yishayach kan shum din anos oref. There's no anos oref. Why? Which we learned in the Gemara. That's why I told you Rabbi Yoshua. There's mashma the midin shneim. Or Kenaini only removes. There's no cheson of not choser. But what she received ano of oref. That's what the Gemara says. She says it's not shayach. According to the Rambam, lo yishayach kan shum din anos oref. Why? The fact that the middle guy took up money upon the mouth of the womb, which is his agreement, as if he did it. That money, that nesina was not given to Kiddush to the Rambam. Just rather something else. The pleasure of receiving as if I gave you back, it's a different ano, it's not attached to the money. Nimsa comes out, the Leika Karanas Oriv Kal, there's no pleasure of Oriv at all. He didn't give, the middle guy didn't give the Nesina of the Kesef, right, when he gave it as a gift. But not because he's not Mekadosh with it. So immediately he says, doesn't work. The Bishop went in, Eilak Mone, by Odom Choshu, it's catching the point in Isham, Kudeshes. Why? I feel that there are no asamaton lechud, with no amason lechud alone. There's a choshev miyodolio. That's the most important. Ano asamaton shisho beputo. When she gives him money in his odom choshev, so I can attach his receiving of the guf of kesef to the matona. But here, the guf of kesef, others gave the husband, and that guf of the nesina is a matona. It's not mekadosh with that guf of the nesina. The acherim that gave the husband money. They're not mekadosh with that nesina of gufa kesef, and you see, cannot attach. So that's a matona. What are mekadosh with? And not know that is attached to it, like by Orev, and it's not. And rather, it's a no receiving. So if it's direct, the same person, the woman gives the odom choshuv the money. So although the odom choshuv comes from the husband receiving, and the gufa kesef the woman gave. But still considered that it came from the husband to the wife. Because the fact that he received directly money from her, that act of receiving is an act of giving her pleasure. But here, the act of receiving is a matona, because the middle people gave the husband, the middle people gave the money, the husband to the mommy, the goof, the body of the nesina, goof and nesina, the body of the act of giving of the body of the money is not for kiddushin, it's matona. You want to say now, the fact that he received as a pleasure, that he listened to a thing, he cannot attach it to the money. It's a separate pleasure. It's only by Ram Choshev. First, it's only by Ram Choshev. Number two, he cannot attach to the money. Aval, I didn't finish. Aval gabei tel mone leploini v'kadesh ani loy da'anos matone averak ma. Shuhu kibel anos matone. The ano of the pleasure is the fact only what I received. Anos matono. Arena ano rak b'odom choshev. Kol zman she'ein odom choshev ein nesina. Va'ech tikor nesina min ha'mekaba asher mekaba guva kesef. Guva kesef I'm receiving as a matona. And I want to create a new ano that he received and has to give it back. So when it's miyodo liyodo from the woman to the husband, so it's good. It's considered miyodo liyodo. But here the guva nesina from middle people. So the act of the giving and him receiving is a separately from the ano. The ano is a kabbalah be'atzmo, shetechoshev nesina, and the pleasure of the receiving itself, considered a nesina to the woman from the husband, ein zerak b'odom choshev. Abodom shel choshev, not an important person. And ano is a kabbalah nesina. She be'ef shoveput. There's no ano kabbalah shoveput. That's really what he's saying. He's saying when Bedin Shneim, the only ano I have is only if I don't choshu, the choshu doesn't work. You want to connect it to it knaini, that my receiving, even though I'm not losing, it's as if I gave you. That's not true. That myself, the middle people giving him, I cannot say that mice as if the husband did that mice to the woman. He did it with knaini, because that mice is a mice matona. It's a gift, because they're not mekadosh that goof and the only mekadosh of ano of receiving. When is the same person, like the woman gave directly to the husband money in his Odom Choshu. So I can say the Odom Choshu is attached to the money as if he gave her money. Or that I know came from him to her. But when I receive from middle people, so I may, so as no nesina between him and the woman. Elamai is in the nesina between the Kanaim that they're giving the goof of money as if it went all the way to her. But that I can't because the goof of nesina was a matona. And then why went nuano, when I don't know choshu is not no connection.
As that, we can go and be Shimon Shkor, that all the kinyan is only receiving. Like you don't need to waste money to do it netine.
Yeah, but that's true. It's possible like that, but the whole Bikashmul in the beginning, the first paragraph, he says, we're not following that opinion, not following that side. You have to have an Nesina, and Eved Kanain, you don't fulfill that. Fulfill Chosam, fulfill Nesina. That's a Shimon's Korban, one side. But the Bikashmul proved from his Rebbe, and he held as that side is not true. Okay, we have to stop. Atkan would have a shiur in an hour, B'ezrat Hashem. Yes. What?
He has answers. He has Rabbi Magid, he has Sumin, he has answers.
Yes. I don't really understand his answers. Hey, even not Adam Choshu, he can have a no, and there's not Choser. That's one answer. Meaning the Rambam meant to say that the ano of the middle guys losing money, that's ano asor, that's the Kiddush. אלא שהוא מפורש גם דעת הרמב"ם כהרשב"א. מקד לגוף הנסינה. The Magi Mish explains that that's Rambam Karash because of Gufa Nesina. And not like the Makna as soon as mechanics without no. He wants to say a second pshat that really the ano of the Rambam is not really the ano of the Mekadesh, the ano of the middle people. Okay. It's very hard to learn.